The news cycles are littered with all different types of cybersecurity hacks, whether LinkedIn got hacked and company information and user information was stolen, or whether Uber got hacked and autonomous vehicles might be at risk. I want to bring it a little bit closer to home, and we're going to be talking about children and cybersecurity. I'm going to introduce the importance of protecting children from online threats. I'm going to also be explaining the online dangers and the exposure to mature content. And then I'm going to kind of round it all off by getting some tips and some tricks and some advice about being proactive with protecting children and keeping them safe online. Come on, let's have the discussion. The first point that I want to address is educating children about online safety. For many of the organizations that we work for, there's an annual cybersecurity training that we have to complete in order to be in good standing within our organization. And the thing about it is that I think that children can also learn about some of the same concepts that we learn for our jobs. Things like teaching children about the dangers of sharing personal information online. If they have a social media account, instructing them to not share information like addresses or phone numbers or social security numbers, or even taking pictures that might expose license plates and personal information. All of that information is very important, and I think children are malleable enough to really understand the importance of that. Also explaining, basic things that we learn at work about making a secure password. Some of the most common passwords is password 1234 or password in all capital letters. Many times children are signing up for accounts, whether it's Gmail accounts and whether it's Yahoo accounts or even social media accounts, and they are using insecure passwords, which make them very vulnerable to cybersecurity hacks online in the event somebody is trying to steal their account. I think even educating them about phishing emails, educating them on recognizing what a phishing email is and not just willy-nilly clicking links everywhere, because again, that's very important for children to understand and individuals to understand in order to be more safe online. If you're going through that training at work, that training can also be very valuable at home. And also encouraging critical thinking and skepticism when encountering websites, applications, and online offers and online forums. There's so many different chat rooms and so many different social media platforms where children are interacting at times with adults that they might not know. They might not know it's an adult. So, having them being skeptical and just really having your door open to be able to evaluate some of the content that they're ingesting so that they can be more secure when interacting online. So I think the first point right there is educating children. Very important. The second one that I want to go over is something that parents and guardians can do. Parents and guardians can use this parental control and monitoring software. Did you even know that a lot of this stuff existed? Parental control and monitoring software can really enable the parents and the guardians to be able to evaluate what children are doing, right? We are the guardians. We are the individuals that are here to keep children safe. So, in cases where some parents are like, well, I don't want to get in their business, I don't want to be nosy, sometimes in many cases, being nosy and getting in their business can help them be safe from those online threats and those online things that can put children in vulnerable situations. Here are several examples of parental control and monitoring software. Some things that come to mind is that of NetNanny or Norton Family or Kaspersky Safe. A lot of this software can be very similar because it does things like allow you to do content filtering, allow you to do screen time monitoring and management. If your child is online for too long or if they're online in the middle of the night, you can shut off several access to different applications and even internet connectivity. It can block certain applications or it can block certain information. And some of them can even get to the point where you can recognize different keywords or mature words and be able to filter that type of content from even being able to get in front of your children. So there's a lot of control. There's a lot of capabilities within these software, and it can really help you to keep children safe online. Several other things that you can do is that when you're looking at social media sites, things like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, many of these social media platforms come with your ability to be able to set up privacy settings and safety settings for children. That YouTube has a YouTube Kids or a YouTube Family type of feature where it filters a lot of the different content where they're not able to see a lot of the mature content on those different types of platforms. TikTok also has the ability to control privacy settings for what children are exposed to. They can have private accounts where everybody cannot just friend them or look at their content, it can really filter a lot of that, and Facebook and Instagram have very similar features. So the advice here is to really evaluate the platform, the social media platform of choice. So look at all the privacy settings of these social media platforms and apply them to your child's accounts, if you choose to allow them to be there. And I think that the thing about it is that by providing examples, I hope that parents and guardians can make informed decisions about their child's online safety. Utilize technology in order to keep your kids and your family members safe. And the last one here that I want to cover is enabling ground rules and open communication with your children about what they're ingesting online. Just like at every single household, everybody should have like a fire drill, right? So if there's a fire, if there's smoke, the family should meet at this place. The family should go ahead and go through this particular exit. They should be able to communicate with each other and make sure they take their phones with them. Things like that. I think that's very similar to the plan that you need to have if there is something that might happen to your child online. So having an open communication, having a plan for, hey, somebody was able to say this and that to me, or I was able to see this and I don't think that this is such a good thing. You know, some communication that your child might have with you. I think that you need to have a plan for when your child might be exposed to something that is negative online. You know, discuss the importance of open communication between parents and children's online experience, or emphasize the need for parents to be non-judgmental and supportive too, right? When their child reports online issues. You know, the positive reinforcement of that communication and positive reinforcement saying that, okay, I understand you saw that, but the thing about it is that we want to go ahead and try to correct it. So not beating up your child, or not scalding your child for in some way stumbling upon material that is negative. So, you know, having that plan and that open communication can really add to you being able to protect your child from these online threats. Hopefully a lot of this has been valuable to you, but I just really wanted to focus our minds for parents and guardians to be able to look at our children as critical infrastructure and looking at them as an asset to be protected. Just as we look at computers, just as we look at networks, just as we look at businesses, a child is even more important. So hopefully this has been valuable to you. And if you have any more questions or concerns, feel free to put them down there in the comment section for me to be able to cover some of this content or even more of this content in the future. And again, this is Struggle Security, where we are normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. Hopefully I've alleviated one of these struggles for online presence for children to be secure and safe as they browse, as they engage with online individuals. Thank you, and come back again as we are normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. Thanks.